Good morning. Today we're going to continue on our timelines, and just to remind everybody where we've been and what we've been doing. We started laying out, measuring back from the present. That's today. We measured back about 65 million years. That's the Cenozoic, the modern era. Then we measured back about 250 million years and divided out the Mesozoic era. That's the middle era. And then we went back to about 540 million years, and that's the Paleozoic. Ancient life, middle life, modern life. And we're still in the Cenozoic. Then we broke the eras into periods, and the Cenozoic is divided into the Tertiary, which makes up most of it, and then the Quaternary, which is just this little sliver on the end. And the Mesozoic is divided into the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous, and the Paleozoic is divided into the Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and the Permian. These eras are ended and began by major events. It was the Cambrian explosion that began the Paleozoic. It was the Great Dying that ended. It was the Great Dying that began the Mesozoic, and it was the dinosaur die-off and the comet impact that ended it. And it was that comet impact that set the table for the Cenozoic, and we'll have to wait and see to see what ends it. After we had all that laid out, I asked you to draw two representative organisms in each period. So like the Devonian is the age of fish. You probably drew a fish of some sort in there. The Mesozoic, this era is the age of the dinosaurs. So we should see a development of the dinosaurs through the Mesozoic. The Cenozoic is the age of mammals, and that's what we'll be doing today. We'll add two probably mammals. It could be a flowering plant though too, because remember, plants are changing as we go through time also. We started off with single cell plants, and then colonial plants, which kind of grew in clumps, but each cell was its own plant. And then multi-celled plants, and then plants that reproduce by spores, and then plants that reproduce by naked seeds called gymnosperms, like pine trees. And then finally flowering plants, which is the highest evolutionary level of the plants, of the plant kingdom. So we're going to draw two in the tertiary period and two in the quaternary. Obviously you can't fit a picture in that little sliver, so I would recommend drawing it out here. And the one picture that you have to have, the quaternary period of the Cenozoic is the age of humans. That's when we have been on the planet. And so you have to draw a human of some sort. I think it's interesting to note that humans have been on the planet that long, and those big, slow, stupid dinosaurs with brains the size of walnuts ruled the earth for that much time. Once you get those pictures drawn, then it's time to extend the timeline, because we started with the Cambrian explosion of life, but that's not when the Earth's history began. And to extend it, we need to add paper. So I've cut some more strips, and I'm going to tape them on, overlap them a little bit. And kind of takes 3 hands. I'll put a piece of tape on the front. And so it's not so floppy, I'll put a piece of tape on the back also. Now, I'm going to measure as I go. Remember, we're always measuring back in time. Measuring back from the present. And I'll just pull this along. Every 100 centimeters, I'm just going to make a little mark and write 1 billion. Actually, I'm not going to write out billion. I'm just going to put 1 BYA, because that's 1 billion years ago. And we need some more. I'll take another piece of paper and down. Throw a piece of tape on the back also. And keep my measuring going. That's 50 centimeters. So that would be so it's 150. So that's 1.5 billion years ago. And I'm going to keep that as a running total, and that way I won't have to keep measuring.
So close.
$4 billion and 60 more centimeters. So 4.6 meters is 4,600,000,000 years. 4.6 billion years ago is when the solar system was formed, when the sun ignited. So I'm going to draw a picture right here. And I'll color it yellow, and that's the sun and the solar system formed. And that's the beginning of Earth's history. And we're going to fill in some more details tomorrow, but this is how far I want you to get today.